See you later, Bruce. KC2UD's out. I'm out of here.
W1TS.
Okay, very good, Ken. Good to talk to you as always, and say hello to Carrie for me, and hopefully I'll be able to say hello to her myself. I heard, I think it was W1TS in there. Pardon me. W1TS with KC2UDZ signed. This is W2XR. Go right ahead.
Okay, Bruce. Good afternoon. Been listening for a while here. Give you a point. Name is Will. W-I-L-L. Located in Oxford, Connecticut. Oxford, Connecticut, between Waterbury and Danbury. And everybody's coming here fine. Rig is a DX100B. We're running about 165 watts in. Receiving telegraph is SX100. And that goes out to the ladder line to my 200-foot doublet, up about 65 feet. And Bob, if you're still listening, I was in your fine town just about 5 hours ago, visiting a friend of mine's station. Now, you probably, I don't know if you know him, N3YUG, Steve, up on top of the hill where there's that huge cell tower, among other things. And so I just got on my mind to visit him. He's getting rid of a lot of equipment, a lot of gigahertz equipment. And question for you, Bruce, I heard you mention your rig there, and you're feeding it with 600-ohm ladder line. And as a matter of fact, I bought 50 feet of it from my friend Steve just a few hours ago. And I'm curious how you feed it, how you match it to the antenna. You bring it down from your antenna and bring it into some kind of a tuning or matching system. And I'm just curious. I have to research it myself, but if you can explain that to me in 30 seconds or less, I'll, in generalities, I'd appreciate it. So, that's it. Name is Will in Oxford, and I guess you got the rest. So back to you, Bruce, I think. W2XR and the group W1TS.
W1TS and the group from W2XR. Very good. Nice to make your acquaintance this afternoon, Will. And you're putting in a good signal here, too, with the DX100B out of Oxford, Connecticut. I know where that is. I've actually been through there before. Well, we're in Smithtown, Long Island, New York. We're about 45 miles east of New York City on the north shore of Long Island. And just to get the formalities out of the way here real quick, you're 5x9 plus. You're actually about 70 dB carrier level reading on my R390A. And my transmitter is homebrew. It's a pair of 4-400As. High-level plate and screen modulated by a pair of Class B 833As. And with regard to the, my receiver, I'm sorry, it's an R390A. I think I mentioned that, though. But at any rate, the antenna is, yes, it's a half-wave dipole, and it is fed with 600-ohm open-wire transmission line. And what I do is I bring the transmission line into the shack, well, into the basement at least. It's about maybe 20 feet away from where the transmitter is located. And where the feed line comes into the basement, I have a homebrew balanced L matching network. And what that consists of is it's a 50 ohm input, which matches the single-ended or unbalanced 50 ohm output of the transmitter. And with a high-powered balun, it converts the large 22 microhenry edge-wound roller inductors, and they couple directly into each side of the ladder line, and then shunted right across the ladder line is a large vacuum variable capacitor. So between the L and the C components, it provides impedance matching, and it provides, of course, through the balun, the transition from the unbalanced 50 ohm coaxial transmission line to now a balanced output at the output of the balun. And that's how I do it. And with that network, I can tune this antenna anywhere between 80 and 10 meters with a Unity VSWR. Works out really, really well. And right now, looking at the reflected power meter, there is no reflected power. It's a true 1-to-1 VSWR, and when I actually measure the input impedance to the network when it's tuned to this particular frequency, it's a 50 ohm essentially resistive load, so it doesn't get any better than that. But that's what we're running here, Will, and hopefully that answers your question. W1TS and the group from W2XR.
Okay, Bruce, very good. W2XR, W1TS. Well, I was writing feverishly here and making diagrams as well. I understand completely how you're matching that up to the transmitter. And what I don't know if you picked up, I don't know if I said the antenna, it's a 200-foot. It's non-resonant. It's 100 feet on each end of the center. It's a doublet, non-resonant doublet, non-resonant antenna, any particular frequency. And I bring it right into the shack with the 450 ohm regular old ladder line, and tying that into my 10-tech roller inductor high power antenna tuner. And it's got the roller inductor in it and the capacitor and various adjustments where you can adjust the fixed inductor in there. It does very well. I can load that. I can load a coat hanger up with that, like your system there as well. I've done very well with it, but I'm going to in the spring when the conditions allow, I'd like to try the 600 ohm ladder line, and I've got about a 40-foot run. I can see my ladder line go right out to the antenna out of the upper floor shack here, and see if it'll make a difference at all. Probably some, I don't know if it will or not, maybe not, but I guess it's the 4-inch space ladder line is somewhat better, I guess, than the regular old plastic stuff with the holes cut in it. I also have a 160-meter half-wave doublet out there, fed with ladder line as well. And I've done some work with it recently, but it doesn't perform like the 200-footer here. It just doesn't like the 160-meter resonant antennas don't like to work on 75 or 80 meters. So maybe I'll use the ladder line for that. And yeah, I should touch up the roller inductor just a little bit. There, now it's perfectly flat. I don't know, it crept up a little bit. I don't know why. Thank you very much for that detail. I've got to do some more work, I guess, and play with this ladder line. So I won't keep it. I know there's other stations who want to work here. We worked 1AW was the first contact for about a half an hour ago. Talked to Bob up there at 1AW. So we'll try to jump around and make some more contacts. But thanks again. Hope good luck in the contest, as they say. And we're going to bounce around and see what other stations we can give contacts to. 7-3, Bruce, is my pleasure. W2XR, W1TS.
W1TS, pardon me, from W2XR. Yeah, if you want to get a better idea, Will, as to what the actual layout or configuration of the antenna tuner that I use here looks like, if you go to my QRZ.com page and you scroll at some of the images I have of my station, you'll see it. You'll see exactly how I built it, and the whole design, aside from the circuit values, should become very, very obvious to you. But yeah, whether you were to run 150 ohm ladder line or 600 ohm ladder line at the output of this antenna tuning network that I use here, it's 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. It'll, like you said, it'll essentially match a coat hanger, and I've had very good luck with it. I built it, I guess, about maybe 20 years ago, and again, it's been very successful. But thanks for the contact, and hopefully we'll work you sometime in the future when the band is a little quieter. And I usually hang out around 3885 or around this frequency, or sometimes down towards the low end of the 80-meter band, around 3705, thereabouts. So all the best, and thank you very much for the contact. W1TS, this is W2XR.
Okay, Bruce, thanks. And yeah, I'll check out your QRZ page for more details. Thanks again. That's very good, and can look forward to some experimentation going on from this end. 7-3, good luck. W2XR, W1TS, clear in QSY.
70, Will, and anybody else who'd like to give me a call. who would like to get some points here for the AM rally, give us a call. This is W2XR. The lines are open.
November 3, Yankee Uniform Golf.
Hey, Frank, stand by. I heard a Victor Quebec Yokohama in there. VQY, go ahead. This is W2XR.
W2XR, WA1 Victor, Quebec, Yokohama. Good afternoon. My name is Jeff, Juliet Echo Fox, and I am located in the town of Medway, Massachusetts. Running a Johnson Viking Ranger 2 Norfolk, and listening to you on a Helicopter FX 101 out. Montana Hill is a off-center fed dipole up about 30 feet. So back to you, W2XR, and the large group here. I'm WA1 Victor, Quebec Yankee. Good afternoon, everyone.
Okay, Jeff, WA1 VQY, and we also have on frequency WA1 GFZ, Golf Foxtrot Zulu. This is Bruce, W2XR. Well, thanks for coming back. We're located in Smithtown, Long Island, New York. I'm about 45 miles east of New York City on the north shore of Long Island. And you're coming in about a 5x8 into Long Island this afternoon. Band is really not doing too well today, considering the time. Signals haven't been all that strong, but at least we're able to make contact with just about everybody we're able to hear. And for your station log, the transmitter here is homebrew, vacuum tube. It's a pair of 4-400As in the final amplifier, high-level plate, and screen modulated by a pair of Class B 833As. And the receiver's an R390A with a outboard synchronous detector. And the antenna, Jeff, is a half-wave dipole fed with 600 ohm open wire transmission line. And as I was mentioning to the other gentleman that I was in contact with just before, it's fed with a homebrew balanced L antenna tuning network. WA1 VQY in the group from W2XR.
Okay, very good, Bruce. Thank you for the information. I apologize not giving you a signal report. You're 5'9" here plus a whole bunch. Beautiful signal into Massachusetts, and good afternoon, Frank. Hope you're doing well. And I've been half listening in the background here, doing some other stuff in the shack, but thought I would give you a call and give you another contact for Winterfield, yeah. The AM rally, anyway. I won't hold it because I know there are a lot of stations that want to work you there, Bruce and Frank. So you guys carry on, and thank you very, very much for making my contact. W2XR with WA1 GFZ. I'm WA1 VQY.
Well, thanks very much, Jeff. And Frank, would you like to give Jeff a call?
Yeah, WA1 VQY in the group. This is WA1 GFZ. Hello, Jeff. And putting in a good signal here. I didn't look at the S meter, but you're copying well. This is the same rig that I use on 160, the HPSDR Hermes into the MRI amplifier, running about 400 watts output carrier here. So I got my piece of metal cuts, and I can spend some time shaving all the edges smooth, and I got to drill 8 or 10 holes in it, so this will keep me occupied while we play radio. You know, old chassis that I've been sawing hunks off of, and I needed one corner, like a reinforced L bracket to support this long skinny choke. So anyway, I'll be working on that for the time being. So anyway, back to you, Bruce, and I'll just sit in the rumble seat and add points to people. I'll let you take the driver's seat. W2XR in the group, WA1GFZ.
Yeah, the N1 station, stand by if you would. Well, very good, Frank. Well, Jeff, thanks again for coming back, and if you're participating in the AM rally this afternoon, I'd like to wish you good luck in the contest, as they say. Thanks for coming back to me. WA1VQY and the group, this is W2XR, and I'll stand by for your final transmission. Thanks again.
Okay, very good. Frank has got a nice signal here on some of the times this is a new on 160 here in Denver. So you guys enjoy your evening and have a blast. Hopefully I'll be on later on tonight. W2XR, WA1GFZ, and the group WA1B2. 73.
73, Jeff. Thanks again. And before I pick up the N1 station, I just want to take a look at the tuning on the transmitter.
Yay, low.
High voltage is dropping a bit, so I'm just turning up the filament voltage on the modulator.
Oh, what a good time to test. Time to get it in.
All right, there we go. We're all set. The N1 station that was calling, come again. This is W2XR.
Yeah. This is Peter, N1CX.
So hello to you, hello to Frank. Hey Frank, I just heard while you were testing, Tom was in there, JJ. Tango Echo Romeo. And regulate main. Strongest one on the road, but you can come again pretty good. So this is I think up and down. But I'm hearing everybody really quite well. But anyway, I know I've heard you tell all kinds of people what you're learning, so you don't have to tell me all that. Good news. Double check.
Okay, Peter, I guess you turned it back to me. The band is not being all that cooperative. There's a lot of QSB right now, but I was able to pretty much copy everything you said. And out of curiosity, what is the tube lineup in that homebrew transmitter, Peter? Go ahead.
Yeah, okay, very good. Yeah, the tube lineup is solid state tube.
This is a Class E, Class Echo transmitter.
So FQA 11N 9.
So anyway, hey, I wanted to tell you too, I think you were talking about your ladder line, the W7FG ladder line. And that guy actually died several years ago. And the family sold that line, that product line off to a guy in Florida. And I actually contacted him in December. Because I'd like to order some, and he's not making any right now, but I guess he's trying to get back into production. So, but I had bought some manuals from W7FG over the years because he really made some really nice, high-quality manuals. And but unfortunately, he passed away. I'm going to say 4 or 5 years ago, and but there is a guy in Florida manufacturing that has taken over that product line. So, but I haven't heard back from him. I think I contacted him about a month and a half ago, almost 2 months ago, and he hasn't in the vacuum. But over.
Well, very good. I think I had known that the fellow who made that stuff originally, you're right, it was Whiskey 7 Fox Golf, that he had died, but that somebody in Oklahoma had apparently either bought the rights to manufacture the open wire transmission line, or he had re-engineered it, whatever you want to call it. Not that there's any engineering really involved in it, but I had bought it originally from W7FG, and then I bought a second lot from the fellow in Oklahoma, and that's where I kind of lost end of the trail of the availability of the product. I did not know that the guy in Oklahoma wasn't making it any longer, and apparently somebody in Florida is going to try to tool up to make it. But I had really good luck with that stuff, and the section that's up in the antenna right now for the feed line, I must have had that up for, I would say easily 10 years at this point with no problem. And if the guy in Florida should decide not to go forward with making the ladder line, it's just a matter of getting the PVC tubing and slicing each end exactly the way that he did it, and anybody could easily make their own reproduction of that transmission line. This is W2XR.
Yeah, quite correct. I mean, it's in my case, it just was convenient to buy all the time. That was one project I didn't really want to do when I could actually buy it off the shelf. So anyway, so I wanted to tell you about that. And you were talking earlier also with Chris, AJ1G, about HH Scott and EH Scott. I'm actually working on a receiver, not today, but right around this past month or so, which is a 1963 manufactured FM receiver amplifier. And it's one of the very early multiplex receivers, and of course we've had all kinds of issues. So it's coming along. To recap the filter caps, but I thought it was interesting you guys were talking about EH Scott and HH Scott, who were up in the Boston area, and they led the way in the multiplexing of FM stereo today. They were the ones who essentially figured it out, and the FCC, as I understand it, basically adopted this system that they used. I don't know the exact history of it, but I thought it was interesting you guys were talking about it, and I've been working on CJ's receiver. So anyway, I know others want to jump in, and I thought I would chime in and give you another check mark there. So anyway, yep. So this is I'm transmitting out with a dipole, also ladder line fed, and listen to Hammerlin Super Pro. And so this is a Class E 300 watt Class E transmitter that I built about. However, I went down in there, and who else I hear in there? Bunch of people involved in there. I've heard him in a long time. So nice hearing the crew, and we'll turn this back to you, and you can post it tonight. So I thought I would chime in.
Okay, Peter, very good. Very, very good indeed. I'm assuming that HH Scott receiver's a vacuum tube set. But they made nice equipment. HH Scott, Fisher, Macintosh, Marantz, Dynaco, Sherwood. There were many, many companies, of course, back in the 50s, well into the 1960s that made very, very high-quality vacuum tube receivers, preamps, tuners, power amplifiers, and suffice it rather to say all of that equipment has now become very, very desirable and collectible to own. But as far as the FM multiplex system goes, if I remember, I think there were 3 different competing systems that the FCC was reviewing. I think there was the Zenith system, there was the Crosby system, which was developed by an engineer named Murray Crosby, who was a well-known ham, W2CSY, and I am not familiar with the multiplexing system developed by H.H. Scott. That's new on me, but I don't claim to be any expert on that, on the early developments in FM multiplexing for stereophonic broadcasting. But anyway, it was good to chat with you. I'm on here quite often on the weekends. If you hear me, give me a call. I'd love to continue the conversation about that receiver and about FM multiplex, and we'll pick up some of the other stations that have been waiting patiently here to try to make contact. But Peter, thanks again, and all the best. N1PS, this is W2XR.
Okay, good enough, Bruce. Yep, good deal, great signal here. And yeah, it's an interesting story. The only reason why I looked up what I learned all about it was because I was trying to figure out how the foolish thing works. So I wasn't all that familiar with it with the FM stereo. So let's see how it goes. This is N1PS.
Yeah, let me work him, Bruce.
I'm sorry, Frank. Go right ahead.
Okay, N1PS in the group WA1GFZ. Hello to you, Pete. This is the same rig I run on 160, but the antenna is a coax fed dipole fed at about 80 feet. So the other 160 antenna is open wire fed. And I'm kind of a ridiculous purist. I prefer open wire line with Johnson ceramic spreaders, impervious to everything. And the open wire line I have up has been up since 1982. N1PS, WA1GFZ.
All right, Frank. All right, yeah, doing a great job. Yes, indeed. Yeah, all right, yeah, sounds great. As Bruce, as you mentioned, they had little service. They left all the ground electrical connections. Anyway, that's the telephone now, and also listening out here. All those listening here, let's see, N1PS.
Okay, NF1A, get you in a minute here. Let me just write that down. Okay, N1PS in the group WA1GFZ. Yeah, very good, Peter. Excellent on all of that. And we'll catch you on the gray-haired net on Tuesday. So let's pick up NF1A. You're putting in a good signal. I think you're about 20 over 9, same as Peter. And pass it over to Bruce, W2XR. Handle is Frank. We're located in Enfield, Connecticut, running about 400 watts to a homebrew solid-state linear amplifier. And the exciter's HPSDR Hermes, and the antenna's a dipole at about 80 feet feed point. Go ahead, pick it up. NF1A, WA1GFZ.
Bruce, W2XR. Before I continue, my audio strong enough? I kind of have a lash up here with a
Oh yeah, I can copy it. You could probably put a little more audio on it, but it's very readable.
Okay, all right, sorry about the feedback. Very good. Yeah, my name is Art, NFMA. I have a couple of questions for you. I'm running about 100 watts charge.
About 10 o'clock. I haven't even had a bathroom break yet, but so far so good. But everything's going quite well, and I've heard quite a few AMers that I haven't talked to before, and I'm also hearing some very unusual transmitters. There are homebrew SDR transmitters running into homebrew amplifiers that I'm talking.
I told Karen earlier that today I planned for supper tonight. I said, yeah, I think I can make some pudding tonight for dessert, and there are a few lemons in the fridge I need to use up, and so...
June of 1970, and I got on the air live. My reading of your bio just caused me to go through a little fire drill here. I spent about 45 minutes digging through cardboard boxes, looking for my old logbooks, only to find out after that exercise I put them in the file cabinet right under my all around the house.
As with you. Well, thank you. Appreciate your spending some time. I guess you had a chance to look at the link, and I hope that helped turn some people out. It's fascinating to hear that there are some modern variations on the AM theme as well that are out there, and we'll see in the final logbook whether the IC 7300 is again the most populous rig on AM as it was last year. I was just shocked by that, but we'll see how it goes. Thank you again, Bob. Good luck in the corn test. W1AW, WA3VJB, Annapolis.
WA3VJB from W1AW. And Paul, I haven't mentioned this yet, but you did a very, very nice job on that promotional video that you included me in. So thank you for that, and that's good promotion for amplitude modulation and amateur radio here going on 75 meters. So thank you for that. Absolutely top-notch quality, great quality video that you put out there, and thank you. It was very interesting to look at. So we'll see you later, and we got you down on the log. WA3VJB, 73 Paul from W1AW, and tand you again for everything.
W1LSB. X-ray. November 3, Yankee Uniform Golf.
Okay, lots of tuner-uppers and lots of stations calling, so let's try this judiciously. Let's try the one call sign district first, and let's get to those. We'll do it from there. One call sign district, please, first. W1AW.
W1LSB, one lower sideband.
Okay, I heard KB1KR. We'll go with you. KB1KR from W1AW. His name is Bob in Newington, Connecticut. Over. Hi, Dave. Yeah, I knew it was you, KB1KR, W1AW. We're using a dipole that's up 30 feet. So we're located in Newington, And the dipole is a full-size 80-meter dipole, cut for a little lower in the band, but it's above the parking lot, Dave. Over. Rally, CQAM rally from November Alpha 1 Sierra, NA1F going CQ to the AM rally.
November 3, Yankee Uniform Golf.
November 3, Yankee Uniform Golf. Good afternoon. Thanks for coming back to my call. The name here is Vin, Victor India, November, and I'm located in Bethlehem, Connecticut. Over.
Hey, QSL Vin, and good evening to you, or good afternoon, I guess, still a little bit. The name on this end is Jason, Juliet Alpha Sierra Oscar November, and I'm located here in the southern part of Maryland, about an hour and a half southeast of Washington, D.C., and good to catch you here for the AM rally today. N3YUG back to NA1S.
November 3, Yankee Uniform Golf. Very good, Jason. Good to meet up with you this afternoon. Good to get another call into my line here from the AM rally. And just for the record, we're running modern equipment here today, as we have not yet gotten our other equipment up and running for dedicated station here. So I'm using a Tango 991 Alpha. I'm driving an Ameritron 811H amplifier, running about 100 watts of carrier into a ladder line fed dipole up about 40 feet or so. Over.
Yeah, okay, Vin. I missed what the transmitter was. What was your transmitter there again?
Okay, we're using a Yaesu Fox Tango 991 Alpha, and we're running the Ameritron 811 linear. It's about 100 watts of carrier. Over.
Yeah, okay, I got it that time. There was a little bit of noise in there for the first time you mentioned it, but very good, Vin. The 991A is sounding good. We're running modern equipment also here. The last time, it's been a couple years since I ran the AM rally. Last couple times I used the Flex radio. This time we're using the Yaesu also, FTDX 101 Delta. 101 Delta here, and driving a ACOM amplifier with about 225 watts carrier, and that's going out to a double bazooka dipole up at about 55 feet here in an inverted V. So that's our running conditions here, and hopefully we're not doing too bad. I don't think this rig's a little bit hard to set up the audio on. I'm giving it all the highs I can get, and I think I could probably still use a little bit more in there, but this is what we got right now anyways. N3YUG back to NA1S.
Okay, N3YUG NA1S. Okay, very good, Jason. Fine business on the equipment. And, yep, I hear you on the audio. This is about all I can get out of this Yaesu. Have the audio equalizers set up the best I can, and until I get something else, we're certainly not going to be up to snuff along with some of the really good AM stations out there. So, but it's working. I use it every week. I get on 3705 with a couple friends of mine from have a bit of an AM rag too, and we have some other AM stations that check in from time to time, and that's always fun. It's good to hear people on the air and keeping the AM mode going and
having nice quality audio. But yeah, your signal is it's taking 5 and 9 here, so I'm hearing you pretty good, and the audio sounds good too. But there's a bit of QSB still on the band here, so I don't know whether it's trying to go long or what, but signals are a bit up and down, at least in the last little bit anyhow. So anyhow, very good on all, and just curious as to if you're officially in the rally, or I'm using the rally log. I'm going to log and put my contacts up there just for fun. Over.
Yeah, QSL, Vin, and yeah, I'm just I enjoy getting on and playing around. I don't get to do AM too often, but it's nice to get on, and this is a good excuse to get on. There's a lot of different people than just the normal crowd, so gives a good chance to make some 80-meter contacts and some 40-meter AM contacts out there. So it's just nice to toy with it on these weekends for the rally, and I might try 160 tonight. I got a vertical up that's kind of a makeshift thing with a loading coil, and I think I built the loading coil so I could run the amplifier on 160. So tonight I might try AM a little bit and see how it holds up, and see who all's up on 160 this evening a little bit later. But the band does seem to be getting better between us. You came up to started out at about an S7, and now last over you were up to about 10 over. So a little bit better signal coming in there that time. But great to meet you, and I'll let you continue to call there and see if you can work some more for the rally and make some more contacts. Vin, thanks for the QSO, and hopefully it's not getting too cold up there in Connecticut, and you guys didn't get completely buried there with the snow last weekend. Take care and have a great AM rally. NA1S, N3YUG.
Okay, N3YUG. Yeah, things are. This is NA1S. Yeah, things definitely got better. You were a solid S9 and 5 and 10 over peaking on that last one. So, all right, very interesting band conditions, and yeah, great to have a QSO with you, Jason, and maybe we'll work again down the log at some point in time there. And yeah, I am curious to see if I can make a few contacts on 160 later on tonight. There was really no activity there for the AM rally last night. In fact, actually, I checked on 20 and 40 a little earlier today, and there was really nothing there either. So I seem to have the most success here on 80. So anyway, we'll let you go. We'll wish you a 73 and stay warm down there. We're kind of chilly up here, and I think we're going to get some snow as well. So N3YUG, NA1S, 73, Jason.
73, Vin, from N3YUG.
N1TYS.
And a Commander 2500 into a dipole antenna. So that's what we got going here. And yeah, I see a lot of blips on the screen today. It's good to see, that Clark and everybody else got this thing going. And and you got Timmy made a nice transmitter, converted that one over for you down there. Keep it going, because AM's kind of a neat mode. It got forgotten for a while there, but now the last few years it's been coming
Good signal, but again, the signals are not as strong as they should be for this time of day. I'm a little disappointed. Normally, Jerry, you'd be strapping in here at this time of day, but maybe the band is starting to go long prematurely. I have no idea. But I should be able to give you a better signal report considering you're running about 300 watts of carrier power, but the band is not cooperating. So unfortunately, I have to give you like a 5x8 signal report. I'd like a signal report from you, Jerry, for the log, because I am trying to collect brownie points here for the AM rally. And also, if you could clarify the transmitter a bit, too. I think you said you were running a pair of 810s modulated by a pair of 805s, so maybe you could clarify that for me. My transmitter is also homebrew. I'm running a pair of 4-400As, plate and screen modulated by a pair of Class B 833As. And the antenna is a half-wave dipole. It's fed with 600 ohm open wire transmission line and a homebrew balanced L antenna tuner. And my receiver, Jerry, this afternoon is an R390A with a Sherwood Engineering SE3 synchronous detector. So let us know with a little bit more clarity what that transmitter is, and then turn it over, if you would, to Dan, W1DAN. W1ZB in the group, this is W2XR.
N3YUG. November 3, Yankee Uniform Golf. N3YUG.
KC2UDZ, CQ75, and listening.
Kilo Charlie 3, Charlie India Bravo.
Don't understand. Go ahead, station. All right, let's see if I got that. Kilo Charlie 3, Kilo Indy, was it KIC, was it?
Negative. Kilo Charlie 3, Charlie India Bravo. Charlie India Bravo. Over.
Oh, there you go. Charlie Indio Bravo. Okay, very good. Name here is Ken. Kilo Echo Nancy. I am in Manahawkin, New Jersey, and a security for the AM rally getting started here. Trying to get some contacts. Sound good here? You give me a little rundown of what you got, and I can give you a rundown of what I got here.
Okay, and when you come back, I think it was Kilo Charlie 2, United Delta Zulu, if you can confirm that. The name here is Phil, Papa Hotel India Lima. We're located in Westchester, Pennsylvania, which is southeastern Pennsylvania. I'm about 25 miles west of the city of Philadelphia.
I'll catch you back down.
I think I told you my name.
W4BAD.
Papa Hotel India Lima. And
I'm using an IC 7600, driving a single 4CX800 into a 190-foot doublet fed with open wire line. Pennsylvania.
What's your name? All right, Phil, very good. Yeah, you got a good signal up here right now. No problem at all. We're in New Jersey. I think I said that. Kilo Charlie 2, Uniform Delta Zulu's the call. Name is Ken. Kilo Echo Nancy. I know you got that. We're running a Flex 5000A exciter receiver into a Class H modulated Class E rig, 10 FET, and we're sending that all out on a 240-foot flat top antenna dipole with 8-inch ladder line fed and a homebrew tuner. And I think, well, you know the frequency we're on, so I think we're all good there.
Yeah, I think we got it covered. That Flex is sounding good. How do you like the Flex? I've been thinking that's going to be my next radio.
All right, well, you have a great time there, hopefully, and maybe make some contacts and stuff. You got mine anyway, and you're sounding good, very good. So 7-3 for now, and I'll see if I can pick up a couple of more. I don't know if anybody else is hanging on to frequency. This is Kilo Charlie 2, Uniform Delta Zulu, KC2UDZ, CQ for the AM rally. CQ75, CQ75, CQ75 for the AM rally. Kilo Charlie 2, Uniform Delta Zulu. CQ75 for the AM rally and listening. CQ75, CQ75, 75 AM phone. CQ75 for the AM rally. This is Kilo Charlie 2, Uniform Delta Zulu. CQ for the AM rally and listening. CQ75, CQ75, CQ75 for the AM transmitter rally. This is Kilo Charlie 2 Uniform Delta Zulu, KC2UDZ, CQ for the AM rally, and listening. Sorry, I missed you there. I was fiddling with the knobs and the stuff here. That station, one more time, go ahead.
KA1 and KA1 Alpha, November X-ray, and this name is Paul, over.
I got KA1, and what was the rest of that?
KA1, ANX, Alpha, November X-ray, over.
Oh, very good. I got it now. KA1, ANX. This is Kilo Charlie 2, Uniform Delta Zulu. We're not here. Listening on the Flex 5000A, same thing. Again, the AM transmitter rally, trying to get some, log in some contacts. If you want to give me some information on your rig, and if you need mine, let me know. I'll give you everything here, and you can log me in. Go up. Your name.
Yes, first, I want to make sure these technology. I just zero B did you hear like that? Am I clear enough from the station at W1AW up 5KC? Am I okay frequency-wise?
Well, we're on 78. I'm pretty sure we're far enough away where it's not we're gonna bother him. He's on 85, so you're quite a bit for him.
Yes, good. No, I figured you were, but when I heard the from the knob, and wanted to make sure I wasn't creating any havoc. Okay, very good. Didn't get the name, but Delta Zulu. I have that. Hope I have that call right. My doggone pen would skip it. The name is here. From Lima, Paul. And the QTH is Mystic, Connecticut. Mystic, Connecticut. And I am running a homebrew transmitter with a push-pull pair of T200s, modulated by a pair of 813s. Throat syndrome going on here, and you're just booming right in here. So back to you, KC2, and make sure I have the call right. Uniform Delta Zulu, KA1ANX.
You are absolutely right. Kilo Charlie 2, Uniform Delta Zulu. Name here is Ken, Kilo Echo Nancy. Kilo Echo Nancy. I don't know, you didn't say if you needed the information, but I'll give it to you. It's we're running a Flex 5000A receiver exciter. We are driving a Class E amplifier with the exciter. It's a Class H modulated rig, Class H. It is all solid state. And we're sending that up to a 240-foot flat top antenna, ladder line, and a homebrew tuner. Not just a flat top with a tuner, nothing fancy. And that's what you're hearing here. We do have, of course, a lot of processing equipment for the audio, but that list could go on for a while. So, well, you're sounding fine up here. I'm in Manahawkin, New Jersey, 30 miles north of Atlantic City. So that's my score. Back to you, Pop.
Very good, Ken. KC2 UDZ KA1ANX. Would you mind repeating QTH again? I'm not sure I got it. I want to make sure I write it down correctly.
What did you need me to repeat again?
Oh, the QTH, please. The QTH, over.
Yeah, that's always a tough one. You're allowed that one. It's Mana, MANAHAWKIN, Manahawkin, New Jersey.
Well, very good, Ken. Manahawkin, New Jersey, my first contact from that vicinity. Very good. And I'm listening to an R390A into a big floor standing loudspeaker. And the Class E and H rigs are keen as a whistle. So, and thanks for the info. Yeah, I wanted it. What the heck? Why not just log it in? So there you go. So I get the sense maybe you want to log a few more contacts here. So I'll give you the opportunity to do that, Ken, if you'd like. KC2 UDZ KA1ANX.
Well, I'm taking contacts no matter which way I need to get them. Yeah, that's all right. Yeah, no problem at all. If there's somebody else on here, absolutely. We're going to log in as many as I can before I get taken over. My wife's going to take over, so she's going to be on for longer than I am, but I figured I'd get a little time in the seat here and see what's going on. But, yes, I am logging them in.
Well, very good. Boy, there's plenty of stations around. I think what I'm going to do for the heck of it is zoom up to 40 meters and see what's going on up there. There are traditionally some folks farther away that are pals anywho. So we'll see what's going on. But Ken, nice to meet you. And when your significant other takes the seat, maybe I'll tune on back here and make a contact. Who knows? So you have a great rest of the day and the weekend. It was nice to meet you. And booming right in here to Mystic, Connecticut. KC2 UDZ K1ANX 73 there, Ken, and we'll catch you later.
All right, very good, Paul. Yeah, nice to speak with you. Nice to meet you there. Had a good sounding rig there, good sounding station. But, we'll pick it up with you again. Go have some fun on 40 for a while. And I'm going to log in some more if I can. Well, I got the time in the seat here. See you later. Make sure everything's all right here. Everything looks pretty good. Nothing's on fire, so we're good. This is KC2UDZ, Kilo Charlie 2, Uniform Delta Zulu, in Manahawkin, New Jersey. CQ for the AM rally. CQ for the AM rally. Trying to find some contacts. CQ and standing by, listening.
November 3, Yankee Uniform Golf.
So send it off to you, Jerry.
All right, I got. All right, I heard. Just as I keyed up, I heard another station in there. Let's take the first one I heard. How's that? Nancy 3 uniform. Can't read my own right. Yankee Uniform Golf. That's what it was. Good to hear you. Sounded good here. You got a good signal. We're in Manahawkin, New Jersey. My name here is Ken. Go ahead.
Yeah, QSL Ken, and good evening to you. Yeah, you got a great signal coming down here into the southern part of Maryland. We're name here is Jason, and we're located all the way at the southern, almost the southernmost tip of Maryland on the western banks of the Chesapeake Bay here. And figured we'd get in here and say good evening. I heard you in there last night, but didn't quite get to catch you. And wanted to jump in and get you in the log here. We're running a Yaesu FTDX 101 Delta here that we've been playing with the audio and trying to get it the best we can for what it is. And running that into an ACOM 1000 amp, putting out about 225 watt carrier, and that's going out to an 80 meter double bazooka and an inverted V up at about 55 feet here. So that's the running conditions that we got here this evening, Ken, and we'll send it back to you. KC2UDZ N3YUG.
All right, very good, very good. Yes, I missed a rig though. Your transmitter rig, I missed that.
Yeah, the transmitter here is a Yaesu FTDX 101 Delta, Fox Tango DX 101 Delta. Over.
Okay, FT101D. Yeah, good rig. I like those. It's old style. Good rigs. I had one of those. I gave it away actually because it needed some work. Somebody wanted it, and I said, well, you know what? I'm not using it. I'm not fixing it. So here you go. You got yourself a rig. Just put a couple bucks in it, and you got a nice, you have a nice radio. Very good. You need my information? Or are you logging in? I think I gave it to you. Man, I'm gonna lose it. Did I give you my info?
No, I didn't quite catch it, Ken. I went upstairs and then came back down, and you had it opening there. So I do need the info there on your end. Over.
All right, very good. Yeah, I just want to check in case you're logging. The rig here is the exciter receiver is a Flex 5000A. We're running it into a Class H modulate. Well, we're using the exciter for the Class E, Class Echo rig, and we're modulating the rig with a Class H modulator, which is a series modulator for the Class E rig. And of course, we have a lot of audio processing and stuff, which I won't get into. And it is going out on a 240-foot flat top dipole, ladder line fed, homebrew tuner. I usually just do it that way. It's easier, as it's pretty common stuff there. But that's what we're running here. We're in Manahawkin. A lot of people have a problem with that. It's MANAHAWKIN, Manahawkin, New Jersey, and about 30 miles north of Atlantic City. Go ahead.
Yeah, very good there, Ken. And yeah, the setup sounds great. You're coming in about 20 over here, down here into southern Maryland right now, and sounds absolutely wonderful. Probably right now the strongest signal I'm seeing on AM here. One of these days maybe I'll get something up and running. I still get tempted with I guess taking the easy way a little bit and into the Class E and what is it, the K7 DYY super senior transmitters, and I just need to. Then I'd have to build up the audio chain, and that would get me going. But I don't know. Maybe one of these days we'll get brave enough to do that route and get a little bit of a true AM station. The last I think 2 times that I've ran in the AM rally, I was running a Flex 6300, which worked better than this rig here. And I'm not using the old 101 and old 101. I'm using the brand new one, the 101 Delta. So it's only about 2 years old now, or a year and a half old, something like that. They came out. So a little bit tough to play with the settings on this rig compared to some of the other sideband rigs, because it has a little additional audio circuits in it that kind of screw with me a little bit, but hopefully it's not doing too bad. Ken, appreciate the contact, and I know there's some more out there, so we'll let you carry on and put some more in the log. I appreciate you getting me in the log, and we'll hopefully get with you maybe outside of the AM rally sometime. KC2UDZ and N3YUG.
All right, great, Jason. Very nice. Very good copy here. You're 15 over S9. Solid copy. And you sound good. No problem at all. I'm listening on a tight filter. You know, it's a little cold here on the band tonight. Hopefully I'm not affecting anybody else either. I'm trying to keep within my limitations here. So, but sounded great. Maybe we'll pick it up again with you soon. So, 7-3 for now. N3YUG from KC2UDZ. KC2UDZ, Kilo Charlie 2, Uniform Delta Zulu, KC2UDZ, CQ75 for the AM rally, looking for contacts, KC2UDZ, CQ, and listening.
I got an SDR plate here in the box. Here's my pattern. We should go over the stuff at 6 N3 HFK. And are there any other takers? W1DAM.
CQ75, 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 meter AM.
So, and he's using a Flex 5000C as a receiver, he told me, and a commercial transmitter. I seem to recall that that's the same thing they used before in prior AM rallies, but he was very strong here as well. But he gave me great compliments on the audio and all that, so I'm happy about it. And anyway, it's nice to be on here with this stuff. It's funny because here you are using really vintage old equipment that sounds superb. And then I'm using the SDR. I mean, nobody knows what anybody's using on here, but everybody always sounds good on AM. And I'm using the Sennheiser MD421, and Bob told me he's got the same mic on there. So we both had Flexes and both had the same microphone. But the 5000C that he's using is a very rare radio. That was made with a computer built into it. Actually, it was I think it was running, like, this was back in the Windows XP days. That's how old we're talking about, But it never took off. They didn't sell many of those for obvious reasons. You were kind of buying something that would be out of date pretty quickly, and the hardware probably couldn't be updated to run the newer versions of Windows that well, so it was not a good choice. But they tried it to make it appealing to people who didn't want to deal with a computer, so they put it all together. Anyway, I'm curious if you're running any outboard audio equipment on that, and what kind of microphone it is. But it just sounds like a broadcast station. WA3H3R.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Yes, of course I am. Once in a while, I'll do this. I'll hook up. I'll give you the A/B comparison, and this is always a clincher here. I'm talking off mic here. Sorry. I'm hooking this up. All right. this is the audio chain that I have set up. Now what I'm going to do is flip over to the other path and talk into my 730 modulator with a Electro Voice 915. It's an old crystal microphone, so here goes. Hello, 1, 2, and this is this is the crystal microphone. It's very narrowband, isn't it, sounding? This is what a ICO modulator sounds like. Just input from the microphone jack. So I'll go back to the other path here. All right. That's a good A/B demonstration. Big difference?
Yeah, enormous difference. Of course, you would expect a crystal microphone to be very narrow, and it's clean. It's very clean. It's quieter. It's lower. It's a lot less audio, and it just doesn't have the full range that this does. So they both work, but this thing is really, really doing it. So tell me, what is it?
Okay. Well, it's a AKG microphone, dynamic microphone. I usually have a, I started out with an XL condenser microphone. The one with the nice ribbon in it. It was a ribbon microphone. And, actually, no, that's not the ribbon. That's the condenser. I'm getting confused here. I have a ribbon mic, which I don't usually use in the shack here. So I had some RF problems, so I went to this AKG mic that goes into a little mixer, and the mixer drives a small little rack of processing here, a multi-band EQ. And I tested the EQ for the 730 modulator, and I have a multi-band compressor. That's, I think, the big key here. Compressor limiter. It's a TC Electronics C300, and I got that set up just so, and that gives the signal the punch.
It sure does. Well, since I got my ICOM 7300 back from being repaired, I finally read all the instructions on the EQ Plus and the 8-band equalizer W2IHY on how to set up the levels and how to set up the audio level on the ICOM too, which I never really. I did it by hit and miss, and so I've made some adjustments, and it's all done very well. And then I tuned I modified the equalizer. I didn't realize how many lows as I had, so I plugged the headphones into the back of the EQ Plus and fiddled around with the thing, and then there you go. This has a compressor limiter and a downward expander and noise gate and preamp, and it's got everything in it. So there's the whole works in this little stuff. And the reason I liked it was it was all pretty much RF proof, so RFI proof, and that's why I picked it. But with the newer radios today, you really don't need any of this stuff. It's pretty much all built in. But I had it for many, many years, and I figured I'll keep using it, and it's worked out well. Well, we'll see you tomorrow night. No, I don't think so, because the Super Bowl. So I will not be on tomorrow night at the appointed time, I don't think, because of the Super Bowl. So good to talk to you this way. I've been talking to Eric, TVV. He's been coming in on our 80-meter get-togethers at 8685 to 95 on Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday mornings. In fact, he was in there this morning. So I told him that I'd be there tomorrow night, but will not. I'll say 73. It sounds terrific. Have fun with the rally, and I'm going to tune around and see if I can work some others here, too. WX3K from WA3HVR.
Okay, Dave, very good. Nice hearing you on today, and yes, the Super Bowl. I'll be here in the shack. I've been working on the Clegg Zeus all week. I got 120 watts out of the Clegg. It's a rock, RF-wise. Been working out some flaky intermittent modulation issues, which I think I'm pretty much done working out. Did some restoration work, replaced the selenium rectifier bank, and also an old dual section cap in one of the bias sections of the power supply. I replaced those and did some wafer switch cleanup and whatnot. So it's pretty much ready to hit the airwaves. I'm just gonna hook up the interceptor and get it all ready. So that'll be on the air very, very soon, Dave. So you gotta hurry back.
Okay, well, my Clegg has a smoking problem right now, so it's got to go back to the hospital for another effort to repair it. But I don't hold out much hope for it.
That's disappointing. Oh dear. Well, I hope that gets resolved. Well, very good. Great talking with you, Dave. Have a wonderful evening, and go get some more rally contacts. We'll catch you later. WA3HVR, this is WX3K, 73.
73, Steph, WA3HVR.
And W3GMS.
There you are. All right. Well, heard you earlier working Bob, Marathon Bob. I think he's still on the air working folks down the band. That's amazing. I hope he takes a break soon and gets something to eat or whatever. So how are things down your way? It's a nice sunny, blustery day here in PA. You're sounding good.
Yeah, thank you. Equally as well. I've been listening here for a little bit. Get the mod monitor adjusted and everything tuned in. But I've been listening to you work various stations here and sounding good, as I mentioned. And I've just been busy on the computer doing Antique Wireless Association duties.
Terrible.
It's magazine time, so I have to get a bunch of stuff to the editor by midweek. So I have the Bruce Kelly event stuff and some other things in there. So just decided I'd take a little break, say hello, and find out how everything is up on the Poconos, in the Poconos. I just talked to Bill, your neighbor up slightly north of you on the Twisted Pair, W2DGB, and Bill's doing well. And the station we were just talking to, I think you said his name is Dave, a very good friend of mine that I kind of grew up with. We had the same radio mentor. It was WA3LVR, and I used to use WA3 low voltage radio. So WA3HVR is naturally WA3 high voltage.
See, those rigs are very nice, big, heavy iron there. Great, Ray. I'm glad you got all your information. Got all mine. And if you're bouncing around getting contacts, good luck. And we will maybe talk again soon. So 7-3 for now, Ray.
Thank you, Ken. Good luck.
Thank you very much. CQ 75 AM. Oh, I had a 4-station there. I'm sorry. See that? I forget. That 4-station waiting. Go ahead.
KCP, this is November 4, Bell Plate Juliet.
It absolutely is going very well, actually. Aside from the fact that the project's kind of like stalled at the moment because there's snow all over the place at the airport. Until that starts melting away, we can't go back doing things, but that's okay. I'm sure that'll take care of itself in a matter of a week or two. But things are good. Things are good. Plenty of good project action, and I'm pleased with the assignment so far. Things have worked out really nicely. You know, when I first started, I was like really starting to wonder, you know, how long I could hang in there, so to speak. You know, commuting into New York every day, and you know, working through the subway tubes and subway stations, and with a full pack of equipment on and testing and all that. I was just starting to wonder, can't do that forever. But I got reassigned to some other good stuff, and it's worked out very well, so I'm very pleased. So this weekend's been a weekend of working on stuff, fixing stuff. I have my, as I was mentioning, you probably heard me mention that I have my Clegg Zeus nearly airworthy. I replaced the meter in it. I've got a replacement meter, and it works great, perfect. And I have 120 watts out of good RF. And I did some cap and rectifier replacements over the past couple of days, and I was working out some intermittent audio issues that were driving me crazy. You know, a lot of these Jones plugs, all the pins are like oxidized, and I spent some time this afternoon cleaning them and hitting it with contact cleaner and putting it all back together, and that settled it down quite a bit. Now the only problem is the microphone jack on the front of the Zeus. It's this 2-pin thing, and it's really sloppy. It doesn't have a nice tight mechanical fit, and I'm going to have to kind of jury-rig something in that connector to keep it from flopping around, because if it doesn't have a good ground, it starts feeding back. So I think I've got it pretty much taken care of. And of course I had the bottom cover off, and I realized at one point that there was some RF getting back into the audio stages and affecting it, so I was partially shooting myself in the foot there, but other than that, W3GMS, WX3K.
Yeah, very good. Stephanie, WX3K. This is W3GMS, Ursuline, Pennsylvania. Yeah, guess we got enough fire in the wire. Yeah, your signal coming down here very nicely. Doing well. Hard to believe such low power, but it's really coming down here nice. And it was interesting to hear your crystal microphonium on there as well, and quite a bit of difference than the AKG. So good deal. Okay, on the Zeus, you've never owned one of those. Wouldn't mind having one if I found one really nice shape. It's kind of classic. I think the receiver, and correct me if I'm wrong, is the interceptor. I think that's the matching receiver. And yeah, I guess when you're talking about the 2-pin mic connector, it's just 2 pins, and then they get the ground from the shell, I'm assuming. So you have audio, you got push to talk, and then the shell is the ground connection for the PT2 enable to ground, and the microphone, of course, to ground. So that's yeah, it's I never liked using the housing of the connector for ground. I've always found them to be quite problematic, and my choice is to just have a 4-pin connector, you know, like the imported 4-pin connectors. You have audio, you can have an audio ground, and then you can have a push to talk, and you can have a push to talk ground too, and that really covers the bases. And if you don't want two grounds, then you can just use one of the extra pins for like a higher amplitude audio level going into it if you wanted to drive it with some external audio stuff. that's kind of what I did with the Ranger here, and it's worked out very, very well. So good. Yeah, it's fun working on that stuff. Yeah, the Cinch Jones plugs, some of those can get very problematic. I got a whole bucket of those things out in the parts building, and for a given amount of years, they were extremely popular. So LMAC used them on the AF-67 and some others, and they were just used all over the place. So there you go. Well, I'm glad the job is working out well. Yeah, I think new jobs can be very traumatic. You know, you're with a new crew, you're doing different things, and you know, you're really not sure how well things are going to work out, but you hang in there, and then as you've done, and then you know they put you on another assignment, which is more to your liking, and that's good. It works out well for them, works out good for you. So let's see, a Daniel report. The Collins, your former Collins 20V3. Is still located at the University of Delaware, but that's kind of off limits because of COVID. So it looks like Daniel is going to locate that at his dad's shop. Daniel's father has a large construction company besides working for DelDOT, which is equivalent to PennDOT. And he's an engineer for them and all that, but he was always one of these kind of guys that had 2 or 3 businesses going at the same time. So Daniel and a bunch of the kids had field day there this past June, and he has many buildings, so it looks like his dad is going to let him have some building space, and he's going to build a ham shack there because, you know, he has 50 or 60 acres, so he'll be able to put up a nice tower, and I think that's where the 20V3 is going to reside. He could still operate it from the University of Delaware because he built an interface so he can operate it over the internet. But you know, for local control, he'll just have it there. And I know he's anxious to do that, but he's gotten sidetracked now a little bit. He bought his first muscle car, an '86 Firebird. The thing was a basket case when he got it, and within a few weeks, he had all kind of stuff done to it. He figured out what was wrong with the motor and fixed that, and he's in there fine-tuning the computer. You know, he's got the program all figured out that he developed, and still a lot of capability there, and he brought it up for me to run. And for a 305, that's the motor that's in it. We have a little local store near us that has hoagies and sandwiches, so every time he comes up, I treat him to a hoagie or a cheesesteak, whatever he wants. And he says, okay, threw me the keys. And it reminded me when I had my '69 Camaro back in my formative years, and we got out of that store and we came down the road to our house, and I just nailed that car. I just nailed it. And he says, man, you did good. So he's having fun with that. He still has his Tahoe, and he put a new transmission in that himself, and that was no piece of work, and all that. So that's the Daniel report. It was about a year and a couple months, and he'll graduate from University of Delaware. And he's already been accepted in the master's program there, and the company that he works for on the side is going to pay for everything. So we'll see what happens after he gets his master's degree. But the kid's doing good. I think he's going to come up next weekend because I'm mentoring a 15-year-old, and the 15-year-old was collaborating with Daniel on some Arduino stuff a few years back, and the 15-year-old now says, you know, it'd be great if Daniel come out when I'm over here mentoring sometime, and we can just kind of hang out together. So I asked Daniel, I said, okay. He says, yeah, it's great. Love doing it. So, and when he comes over, you know, we just turn the heat on in the garage, and everybody has their little table where they can eat off of with distance. So it could keep it safe. So that's the deal. It sounds like you have a lot of projects in the iron or in the works, and that's always good. And I'll never forget your basement. Your basement was very, very impressive with lots of different things. WX3K up in the Poconos of Pennsylvania, W3GMS.
W3GMS, WX3K. Well, thank you. It was a mess back then. It's actually not so much of a mess anymore. I've been putting in a lot of time organizing and putting away parts and I actually have a spot on my workbench now. I've been working on the Zeus on the workbench, which is a wonderful thing. So I'm very pleased with that progress. Turn the basement into a nice retreat, COVID retreat, during these crazy times we're in. But good. I'm glad to hear Daniel is doing very well. He sounds like he's killing it. That's good. That's wonderful. Good news on the 20V3 and its new home. And he's going to get his own shack there. 50 to 60 acres. Wow. That's plenty of room to put up a nice antenna system. Couple of towers, a nice couple of beverages. Sounds great. Good for him. And the car thing sounds fun too. I'm glad he's enjoying things like that. That's wonderful.
CQ for the AM Rally, looking for contacts. Yeah, I wasn't sure if I had a station in there or not. I thought I heard one. Go ahead one more time. All right, I got Kilo Delta 3, and I think we're looking at that, right?
Yeah, sorry about that. Did you pass it to me? Kilo.
Alright, buckshot.
Anybody else looking for contacts for the AM Rally? Contacts are appreciated and gladly given out here, along with the other stations on frequency. This is W2XR, W2 X-Ray Romeo, W2XR, Long Island, New York, AM.
November 3, Yankee Uniform Golf.
Yankee Echo, over.
Was that November 8 Yankee X-Ray? November 8 Yankee X-Ray? Come again.
This is November 8 Yankee Echo. Yankee Echo, over. I'll hang out here for a little.
I am getting killed with QRM from the station up frequency. Was it November 8 Yankee Oscar or November 8 Yankee Echo? Please give it to me phonetically maybe 2 times, and hopefully I'll be able to get it. Go ahead. Hey, Bruce, Tim's in there too on frequency.
Yeah, Tim is transmitting.
Echo, over.
I'm getting killed from the station up frequency. Everything was great until that guy parked his backside on like 3888 whatever. No, I'm sorry, 3878. But I really wanted to work this November 8 station. Is it November 8 Yankee Oscar or November 8 Yankee Echo? I really need to hear this gentleman's call sign.
Yankee Echo, November 8 Yankee Echo, Yankee Echo, over. Distracting site.
I got it, thank goodness. November 8 Yankee Echo. The band is clearly starting to stretch out now. November 8 YE and the group, this is W2XR. Well, thanks for coming back. My name is Bruce. The QTH is Smithtown, Long Island, New York. And the transmitter here is Homebrew. We're running a pair of 4-400As, plate and screen modulated by a pair of 833As. And I'd be curious how you copy and what your name is and where you're located and what you're running. I wish I could give you a better signal report. You're actually putting in a strong signal. I'm just getting, thank you, honey. My lovely wife just brought me a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. I wish I could give you a better signal report, but I'm getting clobbered by the station up frequency. So N3YUG, this is W2XR, Smithtown, Long Island, New York. Go ahead.
Okay, W2XR, this is November 8 Yankee Echo. Roger, roger, 100%. You're booming in here loud and clear. And my name is Steve, Sierra Tango Echo Victor Echo. Steve, Sierra Tango Echo Victor Echo. And we're located near Marietta, Ohio. Marietta, Ohio. And we're running a Johnson 500. Johnson 500. Receiver is a 75A1. 75A1. The antenna is a two-wave loop. Two-wave loop. How copy, Bruce? Over.
Steve, I got you 100%. I narrowed down the pass band on my R390 down to 4 kilohertz, and I copied you 100% in Marietta, Ohio. Well, very, very good. Thank you very much. Could you give me my signal report for the log so we can make this an official contact?
Your signal is 5 and 9. 5, 9. Couldn't be better. Over.
You're a piss weaker. Thanks very much, Steve. I really appreciate it. I think there are some other stations on frequency that would like to work you as well. But before I turn this over to some of the other stations, we do have, I think, 2 breaking stations. I know that Tim, the infamous Tim, who we owe so much to for this wonderful AM hobby of ours, and I mean that most sincerely, we have Tim WA1HLR on frequency, and we have another station as well whose call rather I didn't copy. So let me turn it over to Tim, and Tim, you turn it over to the other station if you would. WA1HLR in the group. This is W2XR.
N1MUC. Yeah, Tim went down frequency, Bruce. WA1QIX.
Well, now I know who the other station was. Okay, Steve, good afternoon. WA1QIX in the group from W2XR. You are 5'9", Smithtown, Long Island, New York, homebrew transmitter, and you know exactly what I'm running, and I know exactly what you're running, Steve.
I don't remember what you're running. Well, you're going to have to tell me.
I'm running homebrew, a pair of 4-400As, plate modulated by a pair of Class B 833As.
All right, very good, Bruce. Yeah, you're really strapping in. Good. Very good. Well, I'm running a homebrew solid-state transmitter for Mirror Lake, and you're doing great. So, yeah, grab some of the other guys. W2XR from WA1QIX.
And here is N1MUC.
Thank you, Steve. Yeah, we're getting creamed by KC2UDZ, who's about 4 or 5 kilohertz up frequency, but thank goodness on my receiver I've got a 4 kilohertz passband. But are there any other stations on frequency who would like to work November 8 Yankee Echo? Frank, why don't you go ahead?
N3YUG.
This is WA1GFZ. Middle is Frank, and we're located in Enfield, Connecticut. And we're running about 400 watts carrier to a homebrew solid-state linear amplifier. The antenna is a dipole at about 80 feet, and the transceiver is a HP SDR Hermes. And I think your name was Steve, but you're putting in a good signal here. You're about 5 over 9. No problem hearing you. An 8 Yankee Echo, WA1 GFZ.
WA1. Excuse me. WA1GFZ, this is N3YUG. Okay, Frank? You're about a 5x9. I have your information. I'm running a Johnson 500, a 75A1. The antenna is a 2-wave loop. So I'll copy. Over.
Okay, Steve, you're cranking right in, putting in a real good about 5 over 9 and no trouble copying. I think the band's starting to stretch out, so you're actually coming up. Anybody else want to work them?
N1MUC. I'll give him a shout.
N3YE. This is W1DAN Whiskey 1 Delta America November. Over.
Anybody else want to work Steve? November 8 Yankee Echo, go ahead.
N8YE, November, Mike Uniform Charlie.
Well, nothing heard. Anybody else want to make contact for the AM rally? This is W2XR. Go ahead.
November 3, Yankee Uniform Golf.
And I heard a station, I think it was YKX. Come again, this is W2XR.
N3YUG. Name is Andrew.
Andrew, my sync detector couldn't lock up quick enough. Come again, give me a call a couple of times and let me lock my sync detector on manually. This is W2XR. Try it again.
All right. The call is November 2 Yankee Kilo X-ray. N3YUG. And I'm located in Northport. And we have spoken before.
I certainly remember, yes. N3YUG and the group in Northport, New York. This is W2XR. Very good. Well, obviously, we're trying to work as many stations here for the AM rally as possible. You are 5x9 into Smithtown. And the rig here, Andrew, is a pair of, it's homebrew, it's a pair of 4-400As, plate modulated by a pair of 833As. And the receiver is an R390 with an outboard sync detector, half-wave dipole fed with 600 ohm open wire transmission line, and a homebrew balanced L antenna tuner. So give me a signal report if you would, and what you're running, and then turn it over to Frank, WA1GFZ. N2 Yankee Kilowatt X-ray, and the group, this is W2XR.
W2XR and the group N3YUG. Yeah, I'm operating a Collins 32V2 and using a flex radio as a receiver. Your signal is 59 plus 10. Let's see what else. I think that's pretty much it. The other, I'm gonna turn it over to the other station. I apologize. I think it was an N1 station. This is N3YUG. If you got all the information you need there.
N3YUG. Well, very good.
Hello.
You'll hear us clear.
Oh.
And we're located in Enfield, Connecticut. And we're running about 400 watts carrier to a dipole at 80 feet. The transmitter is HPSDR Hermes transceiver into a modified MRI amplifier that covers 160 through 6 meters. And we're hearing you about 20 over 9. Real good signal. N3YUG, WA1GFZ.
WA1GFZ and N3YUG. Yeah, I got a real good signal on you. You're doing 20 over easy over here in Northport, right across the water. You know? So it was good talking to you, Frank. You And I think you heard I was running over here the 42V2. So that's I guess an A3 is the classification here. So that's pretty much it. Send it over to you. N3YKX.
Yeah, N3YKX. Anybody else in there want to work them? This is WA1GFZ.
N3YKX. N3YKX, N1MUC. November 1, Mike Uniform Charlie, over.
Oh, very good. Yeah, I got you in there. What
We've got a Kenwood TS930S and an SP200 heat kit linear into a just my SWR a little. There we go. Into a 75 meter dipole, which is about 75 feet up. Name here is Paul. Your signal is 5.9. You're giving me about 25 over. And loud and clear.
Yeah, I'm getting an excellent signal. N1MUC, N2YKX. I got a good 20 over on you.
I just want to get your name.
Oh, sorry. My name is Andrew.
Copy okay, Andrew. And enjoy the AM rally.
You too.
Who's running the MRI stuff?
Okay, was there another station in there besides Andrew? The other station. Give us a call. This is W2XR.
This is November 3, Yankee Uniform Golf.
And also Kilo 2, Golf Alpha Victor.
I was just trying to get into touch with the guy that was running the MRI tube, because I'm running an MRI tube as well.
I'm getting really bad QRM from the station up frequency. I heard two stations calling. Come again. This is W2XR.
November 3, Yankee Uniform Germany.
And also Kilo 2, Golf Alpha Victor.
Okay, I heard a November 3 Yankee Uniform Golf, and it was a kilowatt 2. I didn't copy the rest of the call, but the kilowatt 2, just stand by if you would, sir. N3YUG, this is W2XR. My name is Bruce. We're in Smithtown, Long Island, New York. There's quite a few stations on frequency here. I'm sure they'd like to work you. And I hope I can hear you okay, because I'm getting, like I mentioned before, I'm getting bad splatter from the station that's operating about 4 or 5 kilohertz up frequency. But the rig here is homebrew. I'm running a pair of 4-400As, high-level plate and screen modulated by a pair of Class B 833A modulators. And the receiver's an R390A.
W2XR into MIN.
And my antenna is a dipole fed with 600 ohm open wire transmission line and a homebrew balanced L antenna tuning network. So how copy and
W2XR into MIN.
N3YUG in the group from W2XR.
Yeah, W2XR and N3YUG. Very good there, Bruce. And the station sounds great. You're booming in down here into the southern part of Maryland. Name on this end is Jason, Juliet Alpha Sierra Oscar November. And we're running modern rig here, FTDX 101 Delta, the new 101 Delta. And just trying to get it sounding semi-decent on AM, but we're driving the ACOM 1000 amplifier and putting out about 225 watt carrier, going out to a double bazooka that's up at about 55 feet in an inverted V here. So good to get you in the log, and we appreciate you picking us up there. You got a lot of stations, and the band's getting crowded this evening already. N3YUG back to W2XR.
Okay, Jason, what was your QTH? I didn't copy that.
Yeah, the QTH is the southern part of Maryland, about an hour and a half southeast of Washington, D.C. there, over.
Okay, let me just get you down here. Good. Well, you're 5x9 into Long Island, and I'd appreciate a signal report, too. I think you may have given me one, but if not, I would appreciate one for the log and for the contest. We also have on frequency WA1GFZ, Frank, and I'm sure he'd like to work you as well. And why don't you, Frank, turn it over to Jason, and then Frank, why don't you turn it over to me, and I'll pick up the Kilowatt 2 station that was calling as well. WA1GFZ and the group. This is W2XR, and again, Jason, if you could give me a.
Hey, real quick, is the guy who's running the MRI machine equipment still on frequency?
Yeah, I'm running MRI equipment. Who's that?
Real quick, W2BTK, what do you got, a YC156?
Just stand by and you can work us. The station that Bruce was just talking to, I didn't get your call. We're located in Enfield, Connecticut, running about 400 watts carrier to a modified MRI amplifier. That's solid state, being 162.6, and the transceiver's an HPSDR Hermes, and the antenna's 80-foot high dipole. So go ahead, pick it up and give me a call. I didn't write it down. This is WA1GFZ.
All right, now I'm running repurposed MRI equipment as well. It's an old MRI amplifier, except it's tube over here. And the call is W2BTK. I didn't realize how many people were out here. I'll see you guys later, W2BTK.
Yeah, W1GFZ.
BTK, I'd like to get you in here for the log for a contact.
Yeah, WA1GFZ from November 3 Yankee Uniform Golf, coming back there. I'll let the other guy with the MRI equipment question jump in, but good evening to you. And Bruce, you were 20 over down here in Maryland. WA1GFZ from N3YUG. Name is Jason. QTH is the very southern part of Maryland. Running a modern rig, FTDX101 Delta, 225 watt carrier, and out to a double bazooka antenna here. N3YUG, over to you, Frank.
Frank, did you copy November 3 Yankee Uniform Golf, Jason? He just turned it back to you.
Yes, I did. N3YUG, I copied you fine. You just caught me in the middle of deburring a hole in a piece of metal. So thanks for the report, and you're putting in a good signal here, 5x9. No problem copying you. Go ahead, Bruce, pick it up and get the next one. This is WA1GFZ.
Okay, very good. I'm glad you guys were able to make contact. And Jason, thanks for stopping by. Good signal. And thanks for the nice signal report from Southern Maryland. Much appreciated. There was also a K2 station in here as well. Let me pick that station up. The Kilowatt 2 station who is calling. Give us a call. This is W2XR.
Okay, Bruce, W2XR from Kilo 2 Golf Alpha Victor 2 GAV. My name here is Ted, Tango Echo Delta. Ted, located in Lewisburg, North Carolina.
Just a bit with leaking roof situation in the building that I am stored in.
very reliable. Well, this one's 15 years old that I'm using for the receiver, and of course it transmits really well too. So that's the 5000C. Anyway, all the best, and catch you later down the line. We'll keep going. I'll move faster. Let's go fast. I'll try. All the best. W1AW.
Juliet, N4.
We'll get you out of the way first.
Yeah, hi, Bob. I'm obviously not mobile at this point. I'm home, and you have a very good signal here as well. It was fun working with the mobile this afternoon. Yeah, this is a Johnson kilowatt. 400 modulated weight.
The red Pitaya, but that's not tonight. I didn't have enough time, so I'm just on the air with a regular old Johnson Viking 2, and I'm using some repurposed MRI equipment to amplify that up to 1500 watts. PEP, right? Yeah, that's what we got. Maybe. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, PEP. That's right. Pep. It sounds very peppy. It's very peppy.
Should be.
Oh, man.
It's not bad. You got a 10 over SI, and you're great. You're doing good.
Yep, you are doing good. Are you just floating around, or are you actually participating?
I'm just floating around.
Well, there's lots of people to talk to out there, that's for sure. The band is jumping.
Yeah, the QSO spacing is very, very tight. It's kind of, I mean, like, I'd rather just wait till early where there's not so many people, you know?
Yep, I hear you. But it's the AM rally, so, you know. But if it's not your thing, then definitely it's not a night to try and have a QSO, unless you can go down to 160, because it's pretty quiet down there at least. Made some contacts down there last night, but it's definitely not like it is here. Anyway, thanks for the contact. I appreciate it. W0W.
All right, Carrie. I'll let you keep the log going there. I'm going to bounce around. See you. W2 BTK.
Behave yourself. Oh, that's funny. Why would I even say that? Never mind. This is W0W calling CQ for the AM rally. W0W listening.
November 3, Yankee Uniform Golf.
Kilo Charlie 3, Charlie India Bravo.
Okay, our two in there. Let's see. The November 3 Yankee station. This is W0W.
Yeah, W0W, November 3 Yankee Uniform Golf. Name here is Jason, and we're located in the southern part of Maryland, about an hour and a half southeast of Washington, D.C. And you're coming in just superb down here in Maryland. 20 over, maybe more here at this end. N3YUG back to W0W.
Well, thank you very much, Jason. Good to know that it's working. Name here is Carrie, Kilo Echo Romeo India, and I'm located in Manahawkin, New Jersey, about 30 miles north of Atlantic City, using the Flex 5000A to excite my Class C transmitter with my Class H modulator. And, just trying to cut through the noise tonight and make some contacts. What are you running for equipment there, Jason? N3YUG from W0W.
Yeah, W0W N3YUG back. We're running some modern equipment here. We decided to give it a shot on new FTDX101 Delta. So we've been playing with the audio settings, and hopefully we got them semi-correct here. And feeding that to ACOM amplifier, running about 225 watts carrier, out to a double bazooka antenna at about 55 feet out there this evening. So that's the setup here, and hopefully we're not doing too bad on the audio side of things. N3YUG back to W0W.
Very good, N3YUG. You're sounding good here into New Jersey. Having some technical difficulties little RF in the mouse today. So I'm stuck with the volume that I have, and I'm pretty much, I guess I'm rock bound. I'm rock bound even though I have modern equipment because I have no mouse. And without a mouse, you can't do anything on an SDR, as you know. So I'm here, I guess, for the rest of the evening. So thanks for the contact. I appreciate it. It sounded good here in New Jersey, and hopefully we'll catch you a little later on down the line. Thanks for the contact. N3YUG from W0W.
Yeah, 7-3 carry, and I did hear Ken in the background. I worked him there earlier. So you guys have a great evening and enjoy the bands. Hopefully it's not quite this crowded all evening. N3YUG will be clear.
Was there a Charlie Bravo India station? It's a W0W.
It's Kilo Charlie 3, Charlie India Bravo.
Well, there was a Charlie India Bravo in there. I just mixed it all up. Good evening, sir.
Coventry, not too far from Colchester, really. So you're coming in here quite good. I can tell the band's starting to go all along. It's a little bit of...
Who knows? Maybe number one was the engineering prototype. WA1GFZ in the group.
Hi there, Terry. The name here is Phil, Papa Hotel, India Lima. I am located in Westchester, Pennsylvania, about 25 miles west of the city of Philadelphia. Running an IT 7600 into an ACOM amplifier. Yeah.
You sound good. Have a good time. We'll talk to you later. W1AW, this is W1RKW.
W1AW. Bob, this is amateur radio station Whiskey 2 Bravo Tango Kilowatt calling.
Okay. I want to make sure that I clear here with Rob. W1RKW, Whiskey 1 Radio Kilowatt Whiskey. Got it. W1AW. Very good, Bob. The conditions are all over the place, but how about that? JBL's coming in real. He's bombing with that desk kilowatt. Isn't that incredible? I'll say 73. Let's pick up W2BTK. Let's see. I remember that guy. W2BTK, W1AW. Go ahead.
Hey, Bob. Just got all the radio stuff fired up over here. I've been working a lot of overtime, so not too much time for radio play, but we got it all online. I'm buried in snow over here. I've got a high SWR condition, but it's not going to stop me from contacting W1AW on the AM rally. Oh, heck no. So here I am, just W2BTK. I didn't have time to get my homebrew SDR on the air for this event, but I'm working on that. Tonight I'm running the Johnson Viking 2, which is externally modulated with the homebrew modulation transformer and 800-watt solid-state crown audio amplifier as a modulator. And we're using repurposed MRI equipment as finals after that, and it is a YC156 tube. Good on 160 through 10, and that's the rig over here. Our antenna system is a 140-foot doublet fed with open wire line from a double-balanced homebrew tuner, 2L networks. So that's the deal. W1AW, W2BTK.
W2BTK, W1AW, peaked at almost 30 dB over S9. Good work with the Viking 2 of the external modulator. Now, I've talked to you before. I remember you. I can visually imagine you, but I'm drawing a blank on your name. Over.
It's Billy. That's the call sign, BTK, Billy the Kid.
Yeah. Billy. You are a favorite, you know, I tell you that. Great work, and it sounds great. You're on the air with such a great signal and good station, Billy. As usual, you're doing fantastic over here in Newington. My own call again is Bob. It's WB1 Golf Charlie Mike Bob here, and usually I'm from Coventry, but we're here at the ARL Laboratory operating the Gates BC1T. with no guests here this year, no visitors, just me, due to COVID restrictions. Back to you.
All right, yeah, Bob, you sound great on the BC1T. Your SNR here is about 60 dB above the noise floor, so really, really good copy. Anyway, won't hold you up too long. Everything sounds good, and oh well, I can't go without giving one of my famous what? Hey, Bob, we'll see you later from W2BTK.
Good to hear you, Billy. Thank you. You made my evening here. So keep up the good work, okay? We'll catch you down the log when things aren't as crazy as they are right now. W2BTK. Billy the Kid. This is W1AW. Bob in Newton. QRZ for W1AW.
LJM.
November 3, Yankee Uniform Golf.
November 4, Delta Juliet, Virginia.
Tab, WAONLGQ. Just a quickie. Go ahead.
Wow, Larry, you're hi-fi. You sound absolutely fantastic over the Bose speakers here.
Oh yeah, you too. I got my my electro voice monitors here that I bought from Dan at the museum, hooked up to the old Lafayette amplifier, and got synchronous detection on the SDR, and I'm I got the bandwidth controlled and keeping other signals out. You're sounding fantastic, Bob. Okay, that's it. This is a hot frequency. WAONLGQ.
Okay, Larry. Ed here, my boss, says you're coming in so loud that he hears you on his fillings. Great one hop there off the sky for such a short distance. You're blasting in at over 40 dB over. 40 dB over S9, Larry.
Yeah, you too. You're blasting right in. I had to. There's so much stuff coming in on the band right now. So many strong signals. I had to back off the gain, and I have a 20 dB attenuator in front of the SDR. We're getting a little bit of crosstalk. I think so, but not serious. Not seriously. Hey, maybe we'll talk down the from home. I'm not sure how long I'm going to hang in here tomorrow because of the snowstorm. I got to get back to Ashford. Unfortunately, all I have out there is 6. Go ahead.
Well, that's better than nothing. And I'll be on the air tomorrow. We'll be playing around on all bands, and we'll have 6 meters going. We just have 88, 40, and 20. But I've been on 80 since 10 o'clock, so it was nonstop. So I think we're going to have to keep going here. So anyway, I'll see you, Larry. Okay, catch you later. WLGQ, W1AW.
November 3, Yankee Uniform Golf.
Juliet in Virginia.
VJE? Suffix VJE, possibly? Go ahead.
Yeah, W1AW, WB2 Echo.
The attention to detail, and it all works real well. Yep. Well, what have I been doing? I'll tell you. Since March of last year, I've spent a lot of time building some new rigs. And I'm looking at I have a table, about a 10-foot table devoted to them to my right here. And briefly, what I got? Got Baby Blue. That's a single 3500Z linear. Summer Breeze. That's a 4D32 plate modulated by a Hammond 150 watt solid state amplifier. The Hammond is a mod transformer, single-ended. That thing will pass a square wave. Beautiful little rig, about 150 watts. Yaz is a series single Class C 813, series modulated by a pair of 813s. Now that'll pass a square wave also. I mean, really high fidelity little transmitter. That's only good for like 90 watts though. And what else? Hollywood. Hollywood is my new version of 813s, plate modulated by a pair. I run that once in a while. Then, of course, it's Fabio. That's what I'm on now, the 41000 plate modulated rig. And let's see, looking to the left underneath, I've got
What is this rig? Oh, Rico Suave. Rico Suave, pair of 41000s, linear. I run that. I usually drive that with the FT1000D. And over to my left behind me is Dr. Love. That's a big linear. And what else? I built a new high voltage power supply, 4 kV. It runs almost all the rigs, like 3 or 4 of the rigs. And also, just a month ago, built a Chinese VFO driver. It puts it's a little digital VFO Chinese, one of those cards with digital readout, and it puts out about 100 watts, all solid state. And I use that to drive the 4x1 rig, just a carrier, that sort of thing. And let's see, I got an SDR on the computer, just a receiver, and got some audio gear here. I'm running DSP in the DSP processing on compression, audio, filtering. I got a very sharp low-pass filter. Rolls off at 5 kc. I'm looking at the spectrum right now. I'm going up to about 68 on the major stuff, and I'm on 63. So what's that, 5 k? Yeah, that's what I got it set at, 5 kc. So I'm able to run an analog transmitter, but low-level DSP. As long as the transmitter is reasonably clean, you can do that. You can get away with a DSP filter. And I'm just watching the spectrum now, and I know there's some guys up on 72, and I don't see anything up there. I see it pretty well die out at 69. So really pleased with that. That's the rundown of what I've been doing as far as ham radio, Lecciolone. So let me pause this here. Tron is back, and I'm curious what you've been up to there, Rich. I hear you once in a while, and hear you talking about the tower and different things and trees and all that sort of stuff. So that's the way it is, man. Good to hear you on time. And the antennas and towers. Yeah, how long are they going to be up? Most of my towers have been up 20 to 40. Some of them have been up 35 years, and there'll come a day, unfortunately, that we're going to have to do something with them. But I'll keep them up as long as possible. Check out the low end here. I'm going to hit the springs on my boom. Watch. I mean, that's 100% at about 30 cycles. Maybe just my voice. I just may not have low end in the voice here, so it could be as you get older, you get less testosterone, and your voice starts to level out. Maybe even get a little higher pitched. Who knows? Tron, are you there? Otherwise, go ahead, Rich Aroni. K1ETP, K1JJ.
Yes. I'm here. Over.
Well, it's all urine.
Alright. Yeah. I guess coming.
For the primary and a single winding for the final amplifier side.
Correct. You are correct. That's the way it was. This is a Collins transformer made by Collins. It hangs out of the back. I can't get it out.
Other than central New Hampshire and the town of Ware, and we got a great signal here. I haven't had a chance to listen on and off all day, but I can't guarantee you can hear me now. I'm running 200-watt carrier, according to the bird on the wall, the bird's watt meter. Out of the T7 DYY Super Signal, the 8040 version, and that's going to a match path into open wire line to a dipole, 125-foot flat top, at about 40 feet at the moment, maybe 45 feet at the moment. And there's some audio processing involved. Is a very well-modified HQ110. It's sounding good on it. That gate that tuned it up sounds great. W1LO.
W1LO from W1AW. I got all that. I didn't catch your name, though. If you could pass along your name, over.
Sorry about that. My name is Warren, W-A-R-R-E-N. And believe it or not, about 20 years ago, I don't know when it was, I used to work in Millington, but not where you work. I worked for multimedia paging down on Lewis Street. Down there. So I'm familiar with the area, and I have been by the league headquarters in days past, or years past. Anyway, you got a great signal up here. That low dipole is really blasting locally. You are, at one time this afternoon, I've been busy all afternoon, but you're listening in one ear. You were like 60 over on the Hamlin. You got an excellent signal.
All right, that's good to hear, Rory. Yeah, the transmitter does get out pretty good. Leading about 350 watts a carrier right now on the meter here. I got this really neat cross needle SWR and power meter. And it's built by TMC, Technical Materials Corporation, in the early 60s. And it's a really cross-needle design, so it's kind of fun to watch. And the SWR has been hanging in there about a 1.6 today, a little higher than I like, but we're running this transmitter on low power, and it can take the reflected power a bit, so I'm not too worried about the Gates BC1 feed here. All right, I'll wrap it up. K7DYY is doing great, Warren, and thank you very much for the contact. Good job. From where? Where? New Hampshire. Back to you for the ribbons, W1LO, W1AW.
Yeah, okay. Okay, Bob, yeah. People ask me where I am. I usually answer them exactly. But spelled we are. We-A-R-E, not like wear a mask. That's different time zone, different place, different spelling, different everything. It's in Massachusetts. Anyways, we are New Hampshire, yes. And thank you for the report. I'm glad this thing's working. And I got the SWR down to like absolutely no reflected, which the DYY rigs like. And I did not know TMC made a cross needle power / SWR meter back in the day. I remember advertisements in the old key space when those manufacturers used to actually advertise their parts and their stuff. Because electronics was radio back then in the 60s and 50s. It's interesting how the magazine's grown and changed over the years. I miss those ads. People listening now, if they get those old copies and look at the ads, you understand what the old world used to be like before the microprocessor. And I got rid of my Valiant and my Hallicraft is SXR1 because it was too heavy and I'm no spring chicken anymore. Anyway, 7-3, back to you, Bob. You got a million people calling, so take care, 7-3, and have a great evening.
Well, thanks, Warren, very, very, very much. We will have a good time here. It's fun, a lot of fun operating and listening to all these different transmitters on the air. And some of the newest stuff with the SDRs and then some of the older equipment. The K7DYY transmitters are great. We reviewed that in QSD, and I got to use one of those for the first revamped AM rally that was held in 2000.